Hi, I'm Lottie and welcome to day 6 of your 24 days of Pilates. Today we have a unwind Pilates routine. So we're going to take it slow and steady. We're going to do lots of lovely mobility and some really nice stretching and opening up as well. So let's begin on all fours with a moving cat stretch. So just coming around to bring yourself onto your all fours. Hands are going to come just slightly forwards of your shoulders. And we're just going to sit back towards the heels on the inhale. As we exhale, we're going to do like a little ripple, a little wave forwards, and then back to a nice neutral. Inhale to sit back. Exhale, ripple, lead with your hips, breathing out as you come forwards. And we're going to focus on winding through the body, moving through. Coiling in and out of these movements, these shapes. Drawing your shoulders down. Connecting to the breath in the center as we move through these motions. Opening through the hips. Just kind of try and have like not a stop or a start, but a flowing motion. As we go through, still finding our Pilates connections, but just having a little bit more release, a little bit more freedom, a little bit more kind of just seeing what feels good today in that body, letting your body just kind of guide you as you come onto your mat today and just checking in, noticing how it feels. What might be going on in the hips. Maybe there's some tightness, some soreness. That's okay. Just breathe into it and just start to open up. So let's just come to an all fours now. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to do a little sway left to right. So kind of a little rocking. Shifting the weight sideways, sideways. Making sure we're not locking out or going too far, just easing into this little transfer. I'm going to transfer all the way to one side, so step that hand a little bit further in front and away, tip to the side and just open your knee, open your arm. Try not to kind of swing the arm back, but open that chest and then come back through the center. Hand goes a bit wider as you just rock to the other side, opening up. And you just rock back through the center. And you just do that one more time to each side. Just be gentle as you rock across your knees. Coming back. And then over to the other side. Just a lovely opening for that hip. We'll do a few more opening through the hips. We've got a little oyster section coming up later, a little Charleston. And coming back. And then from there, we're just going to come forward. We're going to sit on the heels. We're going to reach those arms up and around. Just a nice circle, just sitting back on the heels. And just gathering through the center, through the waist. And then we're going to come up all the way onto the knees. Inhale. And this exhale, you're going to lift your chest and see if you can go into a little bit of a back bend, pushing the hips forwards. Opening the chest and then regather up. Inhale. Exhale, open through those arms, stretching back. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And now we're just going to come into a little hamstring and hip stretch. So you're on your knees in this high kneeling. You're going to step your right foot out in front. So find your balance. Right foot steps out in front. Hands just come either side. Flexing that foot now, you might have a slightly bent knee, might be a little bit more rounded in your back, but just try and find some length, flexing your toe back towards your face. We're going to transition forwards and back from here. So we're going to come forwards into a little hip stretch, walking your hands forwards, and then we're going to move back into that hamstring stretch. And I want you to try and just keep both your hips nice and level, facing down towards the mat. And you're just moving forwards and back. Trying to find a nice lengthened spine all the way from the tailbone to the head. And you're just easing into the stretches. Don't want you to hold for too long, but just kind of keep it moving. Keep that breath moving forwards and back. Keeping that sense of lift through the center. Well done. And then let's just transition to the other side. So gently bring that leg back and step the left foot out in front. See how this one feels today. Feeling all the way to the heel, toes flex back. And then when you're ready, just walk it into more of a lunge. So that knee is just over the ankle, and the back hip is stretching and opening. And then just move it back. And again, we'll keep a little flow forwards and back here. Really feeling into those hips, hamstrings, spine, back of the body. Moving into it. Good. Really lovely. Lengthening that tailbone away. Gently coming forwards. Couple more here. And just connecting and flowing with that breath. Really enjoying the movement, the time for yourself here in the body. And then let's just come back to an all fours position when you're ready and come to a downward dog position, downward stretch. Just lift those heels, lift those hips, those knees, stretch through the waist. Gently pushing your mat away, maybe pressing the heels if you want a little bit more of a calf stretch, and just easing into the heels, checking we're not locking the knees, but sending those sit bones high. Lovely. And then we'll just do a little ripple, waving into a plank, and then sending the hips up and back. Just a few here. Moving through that spine, continuous lovely shapes, movements, breathing. One more, opening up, and then sending those sit bones up to the sky. We're going to walk our feet forwards, little tiptoes, and we're going to come onto our backs, so just coming down and around, all the way down, just transition, nice and smooth. And we're going to do some little knee rolls here. So just let your body settle, take your feet a bit wider than your hips, and just allowing your body to sink for a moment, kind of letting go of the back of the head, releasing through the jaw, the back of the pelvis, winding down into the body, and then just send your right thigh to the right and your left knee in, your left thigh in. So one thigh opens, one thigh turns in, and then come back through, and then opening the other thigh, and then just letting that one drop in towards the other one. So one of the thighs is doing an outwards movement, rotation, and one of them is doing an inwards movement. And just doing these knee rolls, releasing, focus on releasing into the hips. Keeping control, but sort of letting it move a bit more. Lots of tension held in the hips, so really good to just kind of allow them to release. And then we're just going to come onto our side. So just coming onto one side, we're going to do a little Charleston movement. So some side lying work now. So trying just to keep that little pocket of air under the side of the waist you're laying on. We're going to open the top thigh, and then we're going to go in with movement. So kind of like the knee rolls, but just with one leg now. That little Charleston, turning the thigh in and turning the thigh out. So moving right from the top of that hip, heels together, and then feet apart, knees together. So just moving forwards and back through that hip joint, keeping your pelvis and your spine still. Connect into the breathing on the side. And getting into this lovely hip, releasing the hip. A little bit of glute work, but really kind of getting that lovely range of motion in that hip joint. Really getting that lovely turn in and out. 4 more here. 3. Resting the body, but also working. 2. Nice and functional, easing into it. Last one. Really good. And then just press yourself up. And taking a little side stretch, just separate the knees. Press the sit bone down on that side if you can. And just take a little side bend off into that lovely rotation. Not rotation, side bend. And then we'll come up and we'll bring ourselves over to the other side. So legs coming around to the other side. We'll just take that nice Charleston sort of inwards and outward action through the legs. So checking in with the body, lifting on that underneath side as you open the knee feet together and then in and out. So again, just lengthening through the tailbone and just keeping that ease of movement in that hip. Seeing how this hip feels compared to the other one. Building some awareness. Finding that strength from within. And just turning that knee in and out right from the top of the thigh. Calm breathing. Good. Keeping the hips stacked one on top of the other, lengthening through. Really getting from inside that hip. Try not to let the whole pelvis rock and roll. Good. And then from there, just come onto your back. And we'll just do that inwards and outwards, but with the legs straight. So stretch your legs out along the mat. And then just let your hips turn in, both at the same time, and out. And in, and out. So right from the top of the thighs. Just trying not to let it go into the pelvis. Just turning those thighs in and out. And then just a little bit quicker. So kind of like you're giving them a little shake. Letting the body relax, turning from right at the top of the legs. And then just bring your legs back into the center and bring your right leg in, giving your hip a little stretch. And then just stretching that leg up to the sky, holding onto the back of the thigh or the back of the calf. And then just drawing your leg across towards your opposite shoulder. So a little cross the body stretch. And just make sure the other leg hasn't turned in or out. Just keep it nice and parallel. And try and keep both sides of the waist long and lengthened as you gently draw that leg across the body, melting into the mat. And then bring it back in line, bend the knee in. Again, just give it a little stretch there. See what feels good. And then send that leg down. Open it up and then bring the other leg in. First of all, just do the little hug. Open those shoulders and then just stretch that leg up. Hold on to the back of the calf or the back of the thigh and then just draw the leg across the body. So over towards the opposite hip. Opposite shoulder. Try and pull the opposite hip down as you take that little cross body stretch. Breathe in, keeping that flow of breath. And then just bring that leg back to the center and hug the knee in again. And then we're just gonna bring ourselves up, both legs up. And we're gonna hold onto the backs of the thighs and just rock ourselves up. We're gonna do a little rolling like a ball. So just bring your feet in and your hips in nice and close. Hold your shins. Don't have to do this one if you're not feeling comfortable rolling through the spine, but you can just practice this ball shape at the top. Or you're gonna go inhale, roll back. Exhale up. A few more. Inhale. Exhale, giving that spine a little massage. Inhale. exhale, finding that little balance. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Just make sure we haven't scooted over to the side. Inhale and exhale. And then we're just going to cross the legs over. We're going to come back, if you can, to your plank. And then back to that down stretch. Sending those hips up and back. And then we'll go back to those little waves through the spine. So we're rippling through and then sending the hips up and back. Keeping your flow, your breath. One more, breathing in. Breathing out as you ripple through. Maybe take this one as slow as you possibly can. And then back up. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Soften your knees and just slowly start to roll up to standing. And then we're going to take a few roll downs, but just on either side of the legs, so a little rotation. So standing tall, I just want you to turn your body to one side. So rotate, and then soft knees, hips face forwards, but you're going to roll down that side. Oh, feels nice. Cross the back there. Keep the pelvis still. Come to the middle and roll up the middle. Feet just under the hips. Roll through the center. Shoulders down, open chest. Little rotate to the other way. Roll down kind of over that leg. Keeping your pelvis nice and balanced. And then come to the middle. And then roll up through the middle. Good. And then we'll just do one through the middle to balance ourselves up. So you're standing tall, chest is open, and we've got one through the middle. Soft knees, coiling in, winding down, literally winding down, winding down. And as you're at the bottom here, just allow your body to swing left to right a little bit. Again, just kind of doing what feels good today, moving, breathing. And then just making your way back up, restacking through the spine and standing tall. Well done. Good job, guys. I will see you tomorrow for day 7. Bye.